Hey, relatives, Chance Rush in the building. Yes, I'm literally out here at Teltech in the warehouse, and I want to talk to you today about a really powerful division that's by Native Voices for Native Nations, and it's called IndigiTech. Now, I'm going to get the opportunity to sit down with 4 amazing people and talk about connectivity rooted in sovereignty and how important it is to understand in Indian communities about technology, about our sovereignty, and about our culture. So let's go sit down with these really cool people.
Before we talk about technology, let us ground ourselves in who we are. Our ancestors were the first communicators, sharing stories, song, dance, and oral tradition. Today, we stand at a moment where communication determines our future. Let us remember that technology should never erase who we are, but carry our culture forward with respect, with integrity, and most of all, sovereignty.
Well, man, now that we're all here, I got 4 amazing people that are going to talk today about IndigiTech, and I'm so excited for what you guys are preparing to do in Turtle Island, our tribal communities. And we're in this beautiful warehouse, and I guess we'll just get this thing started off here with this. We got Lisa Hanlon. I like to call you Lisa Hanlon Business because, every tribal conference that I'm at, you're there, representing us, and whatever it may be. What is it? Why is this important to you? Why is it important for Teltech to be a division or open up a division when it comes to IndigiTech? So I'll turn that over to you.
Great question. So I founded Teltech over 25 years ago, with the whole focus on bringing connectivity to communities. And over the last 25 years, I've really came to realize that there is a distinct lack of connectivity in tribal communities across the entire United States. So by launching IndigiTech, the whole kind of premise or mission of IndigiTech is to bridge that digital divide and empower our tribal nations through cultural preservation, communications, education, telehealth. That's the foundation behind IndigiTech. And we've got great partners that have all come together to help us launch IndigiTech. And from Teltech's perspective, we have been fortunate and in this industry for so long, and our relationships that through the process, we feel like we're in a great place to give back.
And speaking of giving back, I'm here with my good friend here, Larray Guerrero, the Halawala Saponi tribe out, I believe, North Carolina. What inspired you to partner up with IndigiTech?
It's just very important to me. It's kind of a funny story. I was reminded by my mother-in-law when I started dating my wife, and of course, every mother-in-law asks, "What is it you want to do? What is it you want to become?" She gives you the grill. She reminded me that when I met her and I told her what I wanted to do with my life, that I always told her that I wanted to help my people. I've worked as a forensic investigator for the past 18, 19 years. And I just realized, at some point that I wanted to go back to my main mission, which was helping my indigenous people, my native community. And through my travels around the country, partaking in different powwows, conferences, things of that nature, visiting different communities, I've seen that there's been a lack of connectivity. All of us have witnessed that. You go to a certain tribe and you're like, man, I don't get any service. You're going to have to wait till I get back before I can look at this email. It's something as simple as that. And so, we have the idea of creating IndigiTech to bridge that divide and to help tribal communities flourish. And what's so great and specific about IndigiTech is that we don't believe in one size fits all. Other internet companies or other telecommunications companies that treat everyone the same. So we focus on each individual tribe specifically, because every tribe have different needs, different wants. Not only do we do that, we provide things such as potential profit sharing, economic development, cultural development, and we're here to provide long-term solutions. We don't want to come in and provide a solution that's only going to be viable for a year or 2 years. We're looking at the life of the network, and the longevity of the network, and to help the tribes flourish and create some sustainability for them, for their own people.
And we're not just Wi-Fi. We're sovereign. And we want to use technology, for our tribal communities all throughout Turtle Island. Speaking of culture, we're with our Chief Cultural Officer, Delvin Johnson, Alabama Coshada Tribe of Texas, making his home down in Livingston. Man, Delvin, how long have we known each other?
We've known each other for about 10 years now.
Yeah, man, doing a lot of things, whether it's professionally. I've seen him in the community capacity. And so thank you for being on this team. And how is IndigiTech going to benefit and help tribal communities throughout Turtle Island?
Well, our role at IndigiTech is to make sure culture leads the way. And so we want to be that door where tribes can come and realize that they do have the opportunity to come and bridge that gap between technology and our world. Our world is very important and is very sacred to us. And this the reason that's our main goal, is to make sure we keep that, and the world knows that is our main objective when it comes to connectivity, that our culture is always going to be first. And it's another way of weaving together data sovereignty and technology.
Yeah. Well, Delvin, I do appreciate that. And thank you for sharing that perspective on technology, and also how technology can bridge the gap with community. And one thing, I know about this next young lady here, Rachel Salinas, comes to us from the Lapon Apache tribe here in Texas. You're always involved with everything that's going on in our DFW area. I mean, the community, everything has your last name written on it somewhere, which I think is a good thing. Obviously, I'm always ready to sign up, right? I was going to ask you, why is connectivity very important and necessary in tribal communities here in the DFW area, as well as all across Indian country?
Well, as you know, I'm very passionate about the community. I think all four of us here in IndigiTech are passionate about our community, and that's why this is so important. I've spent 25 years in the telecommunications industry, over 5 years leading a Native American nonprofit. And through those journeys, I have seen what technology can do, what a difference technology can make. When you see a student receive a laptop, elders being able to connect to relatives or to doctors, a family gaining the resources that will help them thrive. When they have that technology, they're empowered. And that's why we started IndigiTech, right? It's for the community. We're part of the community. We want to serve the community, and we know that technology is important. The reason why it's so important is we want to make sure no tribal community or tribal nation is left behind. And when you have that type of connection, or the connectivity that is really, you think about it, it's no longer a luxury it used to be. It's a necessity now. And because of our ever-changing digitized world that we live in, connectivity is needed for us to succeed.
Thank you, Rachel, for that. I'm wanting to know, what is this 2.5 spectrum, and why is it important for tribal nations?
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where our government, the FCC, granted free 2.5 spectrum to several tribal nations. I believe 238 tribal nations received the 2.5 spectrum, but there's a deadline associated with building out that spectrum. So it's imperative that we get in front of these tribes and help them build out the spectrum that they were granted for free.
Okay. Why is it important to you there? Right.
Well, it's very important in the fact that this is an opportunity that we probably will never get again. This isn't something that is done on a regular basis. With that being said, a big question amongst the tribes may be, well, how are we going to pay for this? What's the costs that are associated with this? And that's something that IndigiTech will work with the tribes. There are a lot of tribes that received NTIA funding to help pay and deploy their networks. Of the tribes that did not receive that funding, that doesn't mean that we can't help. We do have different options, and we will work with the tribe with different funding options. We just feel like anyone that has received this 2.5 needs to and should deploy it. There is a small window of time that we need to work within. So what we're hoping is that these tribes will reach out to us, and then we can go and work with the tribe, go and present and help them find the right solution for them.
Well, this connectivity, the spectrum is going to provide the connectivity that tribes need to connect schools, health clinics, community centers. And it's so important, as we said before, to connect to this digitized world. But basically, with the spectrum, the tribal nations will be running their own network. They'll be in control. And that is what IndigiTech can do for them. And Chance, our long-term goal or vision is to create a national native network across Turtle Island that will connect all of our sovereign nations together, and so that we will be able to really be in control of our sovereignty, of our data sovereignty, as Delvin has said.
Is there any cultural barriers when it comes to working with technology?
Culturally, it means we own our ability to communicate, to teach, to share our stories on our own terms. It's all ownership. The tribes actually coming back and saying, hey, this is ours, this is how we want it, and this is how it's going to be. And because spectrum is sovereignty.
Even though we obviously have the equipment here in our warehouse for the 2.5, that doesn't mean that we can't do anything and assist with the tribes that don't have the 2.5. We do have the capabilities and the technology that we can deploy CBRS or an unlicensed spectrum. So they'll be able to do the exact same things that the tribes that have the 2.5, and we'll just do it on a different frequency. So there's still opportunities out there, as well as the funding opportunities. We'll be able to work with those tribes that don't have the 2.5 to work with them on how to fund that project. And look at each tribe specifically and independently as far as what the tribe's goals are.
All right, now you just heard from Lorraine, Rachel, Lisa, and Delvin. Listen, now we have to play our part as a tribal community, right? Because let me tell you something. This isn't about Wi-Fi. This is about our sovereignty. This is about preserving our culture, our language, about our healthcare, about our education, and the future of our tribal communities all across Turtle Island. It's so important to play our part in our 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. And the time is now, and IndigiTech is here to walk all of our relatives all the way through this process. But we have to get involved and we have to play our part. There's technology all over the world, right? So we need technology to be strong, rich in our own tribal communities. Let's go. What is next for IndigiTech? Let's go around the table. What do you got? What's next for IndigiTech?
I see IndigiTech helping tribes build data sovereignty, being that connection to help tribal communities, to help families, to establish that leadership role that you want every tribal nation, not in the world, to see that we are a people, we are a sovereign nation wanting to build a future, and we want to progress with the world, and we want the world to know that we are here and that we are willing to do what it takes to make sure we are connected, we are deep-rooted, and that sovereignty is going to happen.
And how about you, Rachel?
Well, I think what's very important is for our audience to know that we're here, we're ready to connect with them, we're ready to get to work, help them find solutions for their network, funding solutions. Now reach out to us, connect with us. We are more than just serving the community, we're part of the community.
How about you, Ray? What do you see What's next for IndigiTech?
Currently, IndigiTech is launching presentations and tours. We will actually come out to your tribal community, your reservation, to do our presentation, show you what we've been talking about, show you what a build looks like, give you examples, and begin the talks of what are the next steps with the tribe, which would be obviously setting up an RF design specific to your tribe, things of that nature. And also to determine if your tribe has NTIA funding, and if they do, that's great. If not, then we will work with the tribe to explore any other funding opportunities. And the most important thing is that no tribe should be left out of this. So we're excited. We're ready to create this partnership, and we're ready to empower tribal communities.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And how about you, Lisa? What's next?
So first of all, I'd like to thank you, Chance, for helping us launch IndigiTech and get the word out there, because what we really want to be is that partner to the tribal nations to really help them, with their data sovereignty. It's key. It's empowering, and we just feel like time is now to make this happen.
I want to thank y'all for letting me sit with y'all today, man. I really do appreciate it. And again, IndigiTech, coming for you.